Now it's time for the four most boring acts in all of Fontaine. Oh god. Stop lagging, game. I just want to stay in the sun where I find. I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of pieces comes peace of mind. Yeah, thinking about the entrance way too much. The Messiah. Messiah, sigh. Whoa.
I came here several times with my father when I was little. But stop. Oh, don't worry. In that case, I'll go. Ooh, everything looks so
Food.
good. People in Fontaine
Food.
sure know how to enjoy life.
Food.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If it's yeah. Oh, we called this a farewell meet. Oh,
It's time.
Speaking of cases, well, we've certainly taken a big step forward. If it hadn't happened right? Yet it was in such investigations, even the smallest, to be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that it's easy to guard, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula, those It's all right. Let's talk about something else. That's true.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that apparently.
There's a long line of... Yeah. Well, guess that's Spina di Rosula. Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think? Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard. All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions. I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep. That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested. Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking...
Yeah, we don't want to get sent to the Fortress of Maripide for like an extra act.
All right, no more joke. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. You mean that if we catch her while she's up, why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know? Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta? Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another? No, it's fine. We're just about done here. Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky. Is that so? If we're all finished eating... Yeah.
Little does she know, she almost died.
Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Can't you see Paimon's barely an inch off the ground?
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with... Huh.
Hey, Navia! What are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Let's get ready to try to...
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in any case...
So yeah, she almost died. Let's go to the fountain. We're still 17 AR levels away from being able to pray. Vache!
Here again, huh? Traveler?
Vache?
Hey! Huh? Hey! Traveler? Stop!
Vache!
Come on, wake up!
Oh god, it's the Oceanid!
Vache? Are you... my dear Vache?
No?
No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my I'm... Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry.
I'm here to tell you a message.
No.
Nagito Kamaeda has escaped the realms of Genshin Impact. He has entered the real world. What his plans are, I do not know. Last I saw of him, he jumped into this fountain, like, yelling, Goodbye, Tevyat! Now to find the people who created this game. What?
Yes, that is what I was once. I do not know how I came to... I also, no matter where I went, but now... No! Our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories. The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember. Perhaps that is so. If only I could have comforted him. Is that
Can they please stop having clickable dialogue options every, like, 3 dialogues?
Hear your companion. It's farewell.
Oh my god!
I am
Just
glad
let
that
me,
you
like,
were able to
sit
sense
back and,
my
like, freaking just
presence.
do a Project Sakai song. Yes, I play Project Sakai during cutscenes. Oh god, it's the Heavenly Principles! So Navia's cannon weapon is the... What is this? It's, the White Blind?
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
The White Blind or the Title Shadow?
Chlorand?
Chlorand. Chlorand. Bottom text.
Quick, now's our chance! I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually—
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to
Do not!
Sorry,
Thank you for your aid, Miss Corand, but
Sorry,
Whatever.
I doubt I know much more than you. Your performance tonight will almost...
And what about these—
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I can only conclude that some...
What? Your point being that they're—
Yes,
Yep.
I will continue
I do not...
Yeah, they tried killing Navia twice now.
I suppose that's the best news.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Corand...
I know, I just— She's— Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia in her game— Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Chlorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise. Oh.
Damn.
Now, forget all that polite talk. That as such.
it will take
If it were me, I would have joined...
All right, you two. Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did. Well, to be honest, you're the— Huh? Really? Huh? Yes. All the— how did that— After we parted ways, I was on the way back to what— That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off. So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the Primordial Sea? Yes. So if you hadn't drunk—
Spina di Rosula.
Huh. Really?
Damn!
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate. That's when I figured out that you might— What? Why would they go after us? Well, you did foil a— Speaking of which, did anything— Well, it can't be a coincidence. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too. What does that
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Morty? That doesn't sound like too much of a— New intel? Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh,
Yep.
that is important.
Back to Project Sky now.
Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
Holy crap!
Thank you.
Tokyo
Oh,
teddy bear
you
pen
get
cleared.
sick, and besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. We're not gonna let those people who who targeted us get...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
You talk too much. Well, we also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
I still have a lot to do with the meeting. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Go to the Spina de Rosula. Spleen. Hello, Catherine.
Bad Astra...
That is a bajillion documents. Huh. Spleen Ross. The Spleen Razula.
It's right up ahead, but let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
Into the sewers. We can, in fact, tank this fall with only like 3k health damage. Because why the fuck not? Give me the lizard. The Splina de Ross. Hello, Malus.
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged.
Well, after all, we don't. Seems like it's tough times. Your father.
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me.
So they're just playing Hypixel Skyblock without having
Explain
to
it myself.
purposefully
I suppose I can't run
avoiding
this
easy
topic
money-making
forever.
methods.
And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring. Oh no. But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure at the time, I believed that if he only... But strangely, he not... That even after being seriously injured... 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance. The closest piece of info I have. So
Damn.
that's right. However, I believe I must know what really... If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive.
SMH.
He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death.
Demoiselle.
Can we
I
please
also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused? No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf. But how could... never mind.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's
Oh, so that's why
opponent
Navia was salty.
was Ms. Clorand.
Oh, her? Well, then, yeah.
Yeah, no wonder that was a bit of bad blood.
Just let go and move on from.
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was...
It's not that... Don't worry, Navia.
She plays this. If we played this, okay, so we also would have to play honorably inferior, because otherwise she could just very well blow our head off.
Killed you to take care of me. All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep.
Time for EP.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
They died.
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment. Paimon gets the feeling they... But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time? No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache. Wait, so you didn't sleep at all? How could I after having such critical new evidence appear? Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now.
Damn.
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. I suspect that those behind this have already... No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there. So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you. In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Let's go find the Chef Justice.
The palais is right up ahead. Come on.
We've entered the office. Oh, traveler. To the left, to the left.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial.
Oh, yes, I remember.
We're here today
Yep.
to report a...
Huh. Is that even...
Of course.
Don't... All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief
Thanks.
Hello.
Please come in.
Ah, Meta Man. What's up, Beijing?
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only like to get in because...
It's all right.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
9:25.
I see.
27:37.
In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Yep.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk?
He's browsing. Tickety-tockety, bitch.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one but there are no records of him either in the files or...
Traveler, what?
Is that so?
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Nervalet? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should.
Bros, Navi is just laying Nuvalet out.
After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, Then why didn't you call a stop to the... Why didn't you give me... the
Family
chance to stop
gets
him?
in a car
Why
crash
did
for
you
some
fight
reason.
Why
White
didn't you just
people.
let him die? Despite everything. He was hanging on a thread at that moment. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father? It's not so much that you can't... Oh well. In any case, everyone, my apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
My most popular YouTube video to this day currently is Rhythm Lobotomy. One. I don't know why it's my most popular, but it is. Rhythm Lobotomy 2, 3, and 4 following suit.
Navia,
I'm fine.
you're right. Wasn't it?
Damn, the Hydro
Think
Dragon!
of it.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Damn, the Hydro Dragon really do be crying, though.
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered in the rain. That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh?
So you're saying that the true yeah.
I really think I found... All right.
Oh, damn!
Do you want to go with me now? Great. Let's go then.
I was like, damn, bitch, I was only trying to offer sympathy. It's a poisson.
Whoa! What a huge ship!
There's no need. My father was the one. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewer, but now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Damn.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
No story left for me to genuinely be engrossed by, like Natlan. The only thing I know that's left for me to do is the third Kanish quest. Even then, why bother waiting when I know for a fact update 5.1 is coming soon to give us Act 3 and 4? Hello, Malusi.
Maloose, we're back.
The Malusi.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had some... You still remember, right, Maloose?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that.
Could you tell us a bit more about what...
Yeah, of course. Many years at a glance, it was a kind of drink
Yep.
that could...
Wait!
Yes, he did. If you drink Synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many... And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of...
Precisely. It's all thanks to you
Yep.
that I made the connection now.
But, considering it now, you're right. We still...
Jacques was an empathetic man who would... I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful...
I don't really care. I'm just
and
waiting.
Spina di Rosula
It's like-
is barely getting by.
We have 3 whole acts of
Does
nothingness.
he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to...
So you do know something else, Maloof.
Yes, I do. But what drove all the...
What?
Yep.
And the serial disappearance, 5 years was nowhere. Knowing all of this, he decided to use, but as long as you remain, if something were to happen to you, then he and...
Right. So nobody would be...
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked.
No. I don't believe it.
Until
He never
today.
appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as...
So he chose...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this. If Boss's spirit... I'm sure he'd be...
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. Thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person.
Yep.
In this case, Malus, what was the key
It's the location where synth is produced when he was threatened. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and there's no telling, but a single visit to their headquarters. The worst case would be that we leave.
Then,
Well, you saw what.
But things are...
you sound like you've put a lot of thought in...
I am the butler. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk.
Thank you for all of that, Malus.
Let me think. When I announced order, if the vendors didn't, after several,
Uh.
the first,
Huh? Florent?
yes, thanks to his position within Boss's innermost, there's someone else like him too, Marcel.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild. In the beginning, that
So, they're like a sister organization of...
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit different someone using their own...
the final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own device, since Thierry is always in the know about our current
I see. To think that the...
If you want to investigate them,
Of course.
you're too kind. And before I forget, proving Bosses in after that, if it might help, you could also pay them.
Aw, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Yep. Finally.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
It's time for another investigation, damn it.
Guess we can rest a bit.
Yep. Shock.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus. Excuse me, miss. Oh,
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her...
I'm sorry that I only... if it's about that. But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so...
Damn.
You don't understand.
I didn't know how... I know. Oh, I'm sorry. On the matter regarding my would you mind sharing it with me? I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him...
He would have loved to be bro. He would have loved Dory.
almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups. They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword.
Oh,
Thank you.
Stop the yapping. Help me.
I this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is...
You really think so? That's the...
are you
I'm to
okay,
talk to
Navia?
Florent.
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next.
We all love Navia
The
here.
launch should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way, so please don't worry.
Hello, Florent. Oh.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into...
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father...
Yep.
After my partner here put the... Can you do me a favor and...
Let me think. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already...
So you also...
Indeed. The guards said reason being, Mr. But according to the guards, about the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a 3rd person there who was turned into water?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a 3rd person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most.
Don't worry. I will definitely find you and all our other comrades at the Spina.
Court speak Terry. Actually, wrong for that. We have to go claim our AR-41. No. Wrong booth.
Add Astra Abyssos.
Add extra applesauce too. Wow. This is worthless.
Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy. Callus did a fantastic. It would be next to impossible. Anyway.
Ah, yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the
I get. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case.
Yes.
That would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Of course. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, so if you hypothetically
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. If you try to make unreasonable, removing a serial number, so I can promise you, those.
So yeah, why does Genshin like really seem to love burning now?
then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best. I'll be staying in the city.
I think the only hope for Cryo to be good in the meta again is like if we somehow get like a Dendro Cryo reaction. 'Cause, like I fell off.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Sure.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as...
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Mark. I just wanted to talk.
Yes,
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
that's right. I also witnessed to beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own...
Oh,
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as an...
Uncle Marcel.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, and...
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamax. And there was also, if not for the vigilance of my partner,
The amount of... Why are they putting so much fucking work
Alas,
into buffing burning again?
But rest assured, Navia, if anyone dares to lay their hands...
Thank you.
I literally don't care.
But do you have any new thoughts?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall the Confrérie was responsible for that banquet. So I was out and about the whole time, making sure things were running. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. All my wealth comes...
We all know Marcel's the guy at fault. We know who he is. Really, Gabe? No, I'm getting mad. Really, Genshin homosexual pact?
We've talked to all three suspects. Purely, but
none of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Anyway, even...
But where should we start? Ah, you're right.
According to
Jacques.
Jacques' family members, if I had to guess,
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Oh, that's a good boy.
Guarantee?
Jacques probably
So, what would make more sense from his perspective? Makes sense. But without beside Jacques, The attack, it's obvious that our enemy,
Do you think he...
given everything that's happened, but who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Thierry, you say? But I didn't feel like...
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find.
Yeah, it's gotta be Marcel.
And with funds from the still really... Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of Mora and energy... Florent? But... Espina do...
So you're saying he's...
Exactly. He can't. Who could it be?
It's gotta be Marcel, bro.
You know, if you...
Could we be missing other suspects?
Malus has... the suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes.
It's synth.
We need far more...
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been
Huh? Aren't you...
Yeah. News came...
Wasn't that place built specific...
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui...
Child?
Yeah.
Child Tartaglia?
Wait, how?
That's what I thought was strange. If the charge against him stands...
Right. Because...
Yeah.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just since this is a try, you're right. This is... I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll...
Yep. It's time for trial 2.
Allow us to accompany.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that it's our hope that...
See you then. Now that Navia has set out for Aranias, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Melissa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
AR-50. I have until AR-50 to get my level 80 party.
Finally found it.
How do they speak underwater?
This is the entrance that leads to the synth. You're right. Navia's probably...
Meanwhile, in our universe.
It would appear that I must repeat my question. Do you accept the charge?
To be perfectly honest, however, I did hear that, in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing off. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Hey, don't you understand?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon. Then why don't you duel me too?
Alas, it would appear that in that case, let me explain everything.
That case had nothing to... Huh? What's going...
Yep.
What?
I told you.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've... But that was an exception.
Oh, please. We can put that discussion aside for now. And if my charges prove true...
Oh.
Yes.
A young lady has... So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia.
That person... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabaret... Huh? What
I've heard of them.
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, and if the charge fails, depend...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge, members of the guards.
We got him!
Mr. Marcel, you will not...
Apologies. It all just... I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a...
Very well. In that case, since both...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, only through elucidating what really happened in that cave.
Navia, dude, come on. Why? If that's enough to make me a
I think there's no... Exactly correct, Your Honor.
I see.
Yep.
In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large... During the banquet, all attending... When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the guard's investigation did not... The suspect did not dispute this conclusion. Callus was defeated by champion Jul... These are the known facts.
Yes.
The one with the motive... in truth, after that, the... Thank you. However,
Yes.
we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Correct.
The testimony of the victim's family. However, in the end, he unfortunately...
Yep. We have that. Primordial seawater.
This is a pile of clothing was found, but now it is clear that the clothes were since it was raining that day.
Yes.
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone...
This is our answer. Danganronpa noises or something.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for...
What a great theory.
Mr. Marcel, you...
But I think I agree...
Then, may I ask some questions? 1. Do you... Boo!
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know we should be able to, considering the serial disappearances case.
Yes.
That makes sense to me.
Why do I...
Maybe she's scared of him.
Alternatively, she's...
My second question has to do with the Then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that...
I thought about this too. And the answer, the dissolving power of water from the... My father could have exposed it for... At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation... What was certain, however, was that...
Boss once told me that Demoiselle...
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought in all... Of course, the guards
Yes,
might
of course.
eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can had this opera house ever given my But by staying silent, we retained the ability to deter our... I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me...
Of course.
Once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge,
So, you mean...
That's right.
Do you have an...
Of course, all you need is... I don't need your apology, but since he entrusted his...
so...
Yes.
As a champion,
Of course she did.
I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of in my line of work. I've seen all. Just one look, and I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no...
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not
Right? What she said was fascinating.
Wait, weren't they just talking about this?
Of course, Your Honor. The two
Yes.
cases are connected via a matter of... In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because the culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were coincidentally...
So that's why you suspect. I'm used to it, though.
No need to appeal.
I won't try to refute your point.
Stop appealing.
On
You're
top of
guilty.
that, does a person have to be physically present? I know that even with that, alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt? But if I were to dismiss this completely,
Do you know what the biggest flaw in your...
I suppose you're...
It's time. I'm a businessman by trade. In addition, I left my home, but the disappear...
I do apologize.
No.
Is there anything else? You can also take a look at my border entry records. Or could those records and testimonies do something to appease the...
Seems like she...
At this rate, not...
I think you've done us, but aren't you going against... He wished for you to become, once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong.
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference between me, the people whose families...
Click, click, click.
And whose... Is it a man?
Huh.
Oh. So...
I've merely...
I was waiting...
Aha! Got him! Vache! Vache! That's a weird door of resurrection. Time for our first actual fight.
Try not to.
Hold on a second. Okay, now back to this.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Break the window. Pause the movie, cause what I'm about to say is so darn twisted. Take me home, country roads to the place.
The water level is rising.
I belong
It's to the top.
West Virginia.
But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Take me home. Joe, fuck.
You're in for a little.
I'm the frying pan.
I'm so sorry, Robo Dog guy. These are the one enemy Overload is good against Vouchev. But against Vouchevrolet. Hold on a second.
Lightning flash!
Has anyone ever felt the need to actually go and make an R5 Waster Greatsword? Robot. Like, Numa and Oisa mechanics, like, they're just irrelevant. Like, why are they only useful against Fontaine enemies?
You're in for a little shock.
Eat this!
Mods! Mods dissolve them in primordial seawater.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry.
Nothing here.
Let's see what's written. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be... This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have... The old dog's a real menace to... He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. I concur. Let's send some... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Damn, they're just planning this. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
This is where they make all the sympathy
Da 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 da. Coming in at the cupola to the square.
A hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
Rip.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but... Huh? You mean the girls from... And then they were... And all the boxes of things. These names...
Sam at the table.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of... Experiment number 16 aims to the experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone?
They're psychopaths.
Paimon's too scared to keep
They're
going.
psychopaths, obviously.
So that's... Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh?
Vache.
The name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought...
Okay, Vache.
Disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these...
Their spirits went into the fountain.
So that's it? No, that's not it either. If that's the case, in any case... Whoa. There's so much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the... Mixing in progress. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep.
So it's like drinking pure vape juice.
Looked at almost everything here, and yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true... No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't that way, even if we bring all this back to the opera. Sure thing.
Here we are.
You take that side and
They would have long molded away.
Whoa, really? What Paimon? Vinier. Isn't it Vache's Then... Aw. It's just a normal dive. So many. The final name Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old.
And whose image? Is it a man? Oh, so
Yep.
Really
I was waiting.
And we're back.
As expected of my.
Just how often?
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence.
Yes. You say you've never heard of Vache. But what's this?
Marcel, is that?
Huh?
We've investigated after your lover, Vinier. You even created Marcel.
So that's it. And with that,
This information regarding your. Well, Marcel. You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never knew.
You also never understood.
For our determination to see things.
You're determined.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the crime.
Do you think? Do you pay attention to you? What for? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into... Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, you only have yourselves to blame. You set up this Vinier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, but I'm not from this blasted place.
You just drank a whole bottle of that.
I can't dissolve. Do you all see? I did all of that. And I spent my entire life.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental.
Don't touch me! Vinier, please, Vinier.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's...
Fine by me.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you...
Yep.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vinier. During an underwater expedition, Vinier accidentally came into contact with water from the Primordial Sea and was dissolved in front of Vache.
She just deloaded from existence.
Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women.
I'm so sorry,
To cover his
young
tracks, he invented the new... During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted... However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his after exchanging blows with... Although the assassination did not go as Vache... And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of this... However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of... Thus concludes the... The Oratrice will now deliver...
Oh, what's he gonna get? He's doing another gotcha pull. Really? Another free star?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse, guilty.
Guilty as charged. Take his ass out.
Good. It's what.
With that.
We really just witnessed hits.
He's heard so many Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were...
The day our late boss had always...
Yeah.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way,
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Tartaggles.
What now?
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated...
Oh, come on.
Please respect the laws.
All right, but this...
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, the guilty party has been identified. We now turn to the...
Yes, he's innocent.
According to the judgment, guilty.
What?
Hey, hey! What's with this verdict?
Huh? This has never happened.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case?
The judgment of the Oratrice guards. Please.
He's not having this.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
He's going Sigma. Uh-oh, he's enacting magical girl transformation. He's going Sigma. Oh damn, he's dead. Order, 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 order.
Must be upheld. Apologies. This is also the first time. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Well, I don't know. What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either?
Yeah, so are the verdicts...
My dearest, don't tell me. But the way she looked just now...
However, given the state of things and...
Of course, if you thought Child had nothing to do with this, everything he's done, all shall be... Now, having said that, although I hate...
So she chose to make...
So you're saying we should...
She probably just put on that. However, please be assured that I will
All right. After all...
Bro is cooked. .1 will honestly have to be classified as the most disappointing act in all of Genshin.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey, Traveler!
Get away from me, madman!
Stop resisting or... No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear them? I erased all records.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it.
Yeah, her.
Really? The Fountain of Lucine? Then, please give what? Give it.
This request.
Of course. Wait.
Humans. Very well.
Your Honor.
I will go with him.
I mean, he is the best character in Genshin. Like, literally. Great. Fucking cock blocked by a quest. I can't see Vashare fucking die. I have a whole tier list based off of what Genshin characters would be their personal drug addictions. She's addicted to having her humiliation fetish.
Who's your friend and what did he...
Please, with the cherry up, I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by by disguising themselves as I've invested all my savings into Graph Adversary. I'm begging you like the beggiest beggar in all of Begdom.
I need you to calm down a little.
I admire your passion for your research, but I'm afraid I'm not joking. The Blubber Beast.
It's funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting, but to our surprise, they fully supported us. In truth, Gardamex are extremely sophisticated in their capabilities. They can since we ran that story, the Maison Gardiennage has made us, so I knew this story had helped out law enforcement.
Trolled. Anyways, back to the tier list. The clean characters are Amber, Diona, Xinyan, Ayaka, Raiden, Toma, Jin, Ito. He doesn't know what drugs are. Hazo, Kale, Candace, Yao Yao, and Navia. And then drug dealers are Sucrose, Albedo, Kaching, Yelan, Dory, Nahida, Kirara, Farzan, Kave, Mika, Sejuin, and Mealy.
What are you doing? I'm gonna pick a fight with a Gardamek. Head to the op that way. I won't have to repay my debt.
Whoa, there's no need to go.
Then on to
I mean, come on. Look at you.
Aphrodisiacs, it's Lisa and Yaimiko. Pure Justice, it's Diluc, Yanfei, Nouvlet, Chevrus. Melatonin, Sayu, she buys melatonin gummies by the bulk and ingests entire jars at a time. There's dead people ashes.
Don't despair, miss. This prototype you've given me. The camera, the rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. So your research effort...
Here's dead people ashes. Hu Tao snorts them.
Can't believe if this is true.
Ganyu's a workaholic. Child, Shinobu, Alhaitham, Lynette, Fremine, Farina, and Kachina are all on antidepressants. Farina wasn't before the Argon Quest, but now she is. Caffeine addicts, Jean, Layla, Charlotte, Florin, and Mulani.
Don't you worry. Her research has the potential to benefit...
Here's cigarettes / big fancy cigars. It's Chongyun, Zhongli, Eula, Ayato, Chiori, Ningguang, and Arlecchino. There's just vapes or just pure galaxy gas. It's Nilu and Wanderer. Then there's the estrogen tier. The Xingqiu and Goro.
Yes, that's how I'll...
I mean, how else does Miss Hina? Anyways, off-topic discussion aside. Cocaine. It's Mona and Klee. No, I don't know why Klee's on cocaine. There's a Razor who's he probably found a whole bag of fentanyl in the woods. And then there's the main character who's heroin. There's alcoholics, Bennett, Venti, Beto, Rosaria, Zhao, Hujo, Sara, and Gaming. And there's weed, which is Kaya, Zhongling, Kazuha, Cloud Retainer, because she has that Adeptus quality weed, Cephos, and Kanish. There's Shrooms, the Tainari and Lenny, steroids like Noel, Sino, Dia, and Risley, then Ambien, Fischl, and Yoimiya. All the drugs, which is Barbara, Chi-Chi, she can do it because she's dead, Kokomi and Baiju, then Shunha, who's immune.
Vignere, is that you?
Vache, you.
It's been more all this time. I must be dreaming. Vignere, you are my everything. I really don't know how I...
But Vache, if not for you, if not for you, if not for you, it's all because of...
You... Would...
You're right. Every woman who died by your hand. As our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back. Our thoughts circulated endlessly. I'm Cressy, the only one.
What?
She doesn't want to see you. This is what you get for your selfishness. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that...
I...
Die, Vasher!
You are a liar. The only thing you... From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignere's, she had...
No!
You still don't understand. But on top of that, she said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache?
Analog whore!
Vache! Vache! Vache!
Kill him. Analog whore. He got analog whored to death. So, the big ocean thing's guilty. What are they gonna do? Destroy the whole fucking primordial sea?
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since...
Oh, well met, partner.
Even this weather.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, now that... it's just been one... Everyone from Spina di Rosula this time, though.
It's been the...
Oh, by the way, well, maybe it...
Huh? So
Yeah, way back when I believe the story was called... To be fair, though, she was trying to lean on our friend...
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes... Oh, and in...
Oh, are you...
While you were it was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide.
Oh, that's great.
Anyway, now that the actually...
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father, and on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me.
Anyways, I just
After all, without
posted this on Reddit. Someone replied,
positive ending.
I want Dia to inject herself with steroids and beat me to death while hurling vicious insults at me. No, I have to be thoroughly humiliated in front of a live audience, begging for my life while she continues to pummel my face into the wall with her enormous forearms, all while I crap and piss myself out of sheer terror where my brain matter paints the wall.
There's someone there already.
Hmm?
Isn't that nervous?
It's the Hydro guy.
Chief Justice speaking.
Meta Man.
Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked.
Don't say that.
Sorry about...
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still...
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
In any case...
There was once a time when I didn't want to... No, rather... Which is also why I believed. But Mr. Callis proved me, if not...
My husband is
Mr.
dead.
Callis made... And in the end, a justice... So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say this regret has filled that high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your...
So, you're actually...
Sorry about that.
Damn.
So now, let's not disturb the...
Paid. Damn, they've been waiting all day.
Paimon's never... Oh, no. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around.
Macaron. Talk to Meta Man. We solved the serial disappearances case.
Oh, it's you two. I see. Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine. And your sibling. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, is there anything else? Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. There used to be a special sea on the surface. Most of Tevat's life form. But today, the primordial... What Vache discovered must have been some kind of...
So that...
Indeed. Why would the prime... To be frank, that also... Is there anything else? That the sea
prophecy.
Appropriately some...
That's right!
Yes, up to the present, I think rumors have it that this prophecy...
A prophecy? Of the...
Two parts of the... Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has... Oh, if the rumors were true...
But... with
Is there anything else? My apologies. However, I still... For many years, I have been quite aware as a divinely created not only can it produce the incredible... Which is all to say, I have been... I was not aware such a thing had... In any case, I am inclined to believe that, based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even... While we do intend to get... If we did incorrectly convict him of crime...
If you ask Paimon,
Is there anything else?
Nope.
Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave the...
You really are...
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so...
Alright, Tom. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
It's been stopped ever since Navia was done paying her respects. Anyways, Act 2's finally done. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm not asking y'all to see y'all... I'm not asking to see y'all next time, because... I know we're all going to suffer sitting through Act 3 again. Peace.